Exercise is my number one stress relief tool, and it's near and dear to my heart because I actually work all around the city with women in extreme survival mode. So I work with women at Santa Maria Hostel, and we're all over the place, Council on Recovery, places like that, where women are in very, very, very insanely difficult moments of their life. And they're trying to recover and get healthy. And one of the things that comes up all the time is stress relief. And they're taught all sorts of tools. Deep breathing, we all know the same things. Deep breathing, meditation, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know about you, but when I'm under stress, I don't put those things into practice. They just don't really do what I want them to do. What does, though, is usually something that's not very healthy for us. So substances, coffee, gossiping, brain drain on social media and things like that. Those give us that instant hit of dopamine and lots of other things inside of our bodies that we want to feel better and to deal with stress. And it gives us that hit right away. It works perfectly. Deep breathing and meditation, unfortunately, in survival mode, don't usually give us what we need. So I like to cut through the stuff, that the fluff is what I call it. I like to cut through the fluff, and I like to say, okay, when I'm in survival mode and when these women I'm dealing with are in survival mode, what will really help them? And believe it or not, a set of 10 jumping jacks when things are really terrible, or punching in the air really hard, or doing some level of physical exertion actually gives you that direct hit, just like a substance would, to those stress relieving things in your body. I always call it the pharmacy in our body. So I actually teach these women, a lot of them are recovering drug addicts. I tell them it's okay to use. And they all kind of pause, and I say, but I want you to use your body. I want you to use the pharmacy inside of you. And instead of the substance, I want you to give it a shot, even though it sounds super silly, especially at the level that they are. It sounds super silly to go from, doing some hard drug to doing jumping jacks. They're like, come on. But the level of response that you get from your body is actually pretty powerful. I see it all the time. I see these women go from depressed and slumped over, and you can see the stress hanging over them. And I get them up and I get them to do literally 1 minute of jumping jacks, and the whole room just falls into laughter, falls into this different way of being. And that's how you know that you're in the gray part of your brain. So when you're stressed, you're living in your amygdala, which is that primal brain that only knows black or white thinking. And you can't solve any problems there at all. You're either going to be here or you're going to be there. There's nothing in the middle. So you're never going to solve a problem, but your poor brain thinks that it is. So it keeps looping over and over and over, this or that or this or that. Now, if we interrupt that cycle at a very animalistic level, a very primal level, and we do something like a set of jumping jacks for a minute, what it does is it pulls you out of the amygdala and puts you into the prefrontal cortex. And that's the gray area. That's the area where things feel possible, where all of a sudden you think of the word you haven't been able to think of. You think of a solution that's very different than the black or white options. And exercise does that. I see it all the time. It probably is the most powerful thing we have to do that instantly.